Hi, everybody.
Hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with the
Oberon,
man,
the man himself.
the Oberon man, and me, Banshee. Hi. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, everyone. So,
Good evening.
good evening. Oh, I like that. Did I say it okay?
No, Alfred would say good evening.
I like good evening.
Okay, well, I was doing Alfred Hitchcock.
I guess I was doing somebody else.
You were.
Maybe Dracula? Good
I don't know.
evening.
You tell me.
Okay. Whatever. Anyway,
And,
welcome everyone.
mm-hmm,
So today for the collective, going to be using MJ Cullinan's Urban Crow Oracle. See what we get. I don't have a box. I did have a box. I still have a box for the original set, but she expanded it massively and sent a pouch instead. So this is the expanded version of the Urban Crow Oracle. Thanks. Hey, just sit right down and
uptown,
mess up everything, son man.
uptown.
It is not a problem. Okay, everybody loves to see you. Right. They're all read up right. So I'm gonna let Mr. O add it.
Mr. O's had it. Oh,
Well, old man,
indeed. Oh, man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were.
what you got?
Nothing. I have.
Perspective.
I have
Gosh,
perspective.
perspective is so totally important.
It is.
Sonny, there. Stay there.
He won't.
He won't. I know. I try though. Well, it's short and sweet. Perspective. And it does say here that it's a nod to the Hanged Man from her Crow Tarot.
Yes, I can see that.
Crow, and I have that deck too in here this time around. Crows really do hang upside down. I received emails shortly after my Crow Tarot deck released letting me know of upside down crow sightings. The birds take this position to get at the food that would not be attainable otherwise. Hmm. When you change how you approach a situation or obstacle and see it from a different angle, you will also realize there is more information available if you know where to look. And that's the whole idea with the hanged man, right? He's hanging upside down to gain a different perspective. And so sometimes you have to, step outside your normal way of looking at things and try to look at things from a different angle, a different perspective, a different, objective point of view, right?
Kind of like that idea about walking in my moccasins or whatever that was. Like, you don't know what it's like unless you've walked in my shoes, kind of thing.
Right, that too, and be reasonable about this. I think it's one in this day and age of, conspiracy theories, and everybody got their own theory about what happened here, what happened there. Trying to be objective and look at the facts of the situations is very important. So, I think you'll find in this day or week ahead that perspective, may come to play for you in some way where you're going to be asked to kind of try to see things differently and try to understand it from another point of view. So, good luck with that. All right. I'm using this card for the Oracle tomorrow as well.
I know, huh?
And that is pretty interesting what came out there. So stay
Yes, we're
tuned for
still
that.
adding.
Yeah, we're
Want me
basically
to get
just
that?
getting started, Noah.
Do you want me to get that, or am I just
Yeah,
going to
because I don't
first reading?
even, I guess I got to move this down. I don't even see the name yet.
I'll start the first reading then.
Yeah.
Was for Sapphire. Hi, Sapphire.
Why
And
don't you go ahead and put them on the list?
yeah, okay. Well,
And
sure.
change the number, of course. Oh, geez. So I'm having complications here. Okay, why did that happen? Get in there.
I can still start the reading for Sapphire.
All right, and I think so. It's Sapphire, you said? Oh, yeah, I guess I got to get the list, don't I? Thank you for adding. And why don't you get your deck for Sapphire Flower?
What's coming my way?
Okay. Mr. O will be using my Shadowlands Lenormand today, and I'm using the Healing Light one.
All right. First card is Nine of Wands upright.
Oh,
And then it's the Two of Swords upright.
hmm.
And then it's the Hierophant upright.
Oh,
And this is the Dark Tarot by Mike Royale. Royal.
well, before you go ahead with that, I thought I'd show you this.
Storky. Clover.
Some interesting stuff in this reading, Sapphire.
Yeah, look at that.
Do you want to start or do you want me to?
You can go ahead if you're already ready.
Well, I think so. I'm going to say, um, hold on a minute though. Oh, it's the Hierophant.
Mhm.
It's interesting here. Um, these two cards seem to go together to me for some reason here. I think you need to step back and prepare for some. I'm not looking at the stork. I'm sorry. I'm looking at this card, these two cards. You have to prepare yourself for something that's coming towards you. And it's going to require you to step back maybe from some of your activities to prepare for this. And I think I've got an inkling here of something, but let's just go through this, little by little and get to the bottom of it. The Hierophant indicates to me that there could be some teaching, some mentoring, or some I wanted to say something else with the Hierophant. I can't think of what it was. Teaching, mentoring, or maybe study involved here. I don't know. That maybe that's part of the preparation that they're talking about here. Something needs to be prepared for. But let's face it, it could be anywhere from a job interview. I doubt it's personal, but I can't rule out, if you've met someone new, that it's like for a first date and you're preparing, how you want to act, what you want to dress like, all that stuff. I can't rule that out necessarily, but I really feel it's more business or scholarly related.
I think it's more business related, but when I look at the Nine of Wands and think about the preparedness, then it could be saying too, that there's just could be different kinds of changes in your career or in situation where this may be affecting it. This could be
Oh, that could
talking
be.
about general networking and things too. I find it curious that the Two of Swords is there too, because it's sort of saying be prepared, but be ready, sort of stand aside or something like
Well,
that.
yeah.
So it's sort of like is there a long range goal going on here? Why are you being prepared but told to wait? Get ready but wait.
Well, or like I said, sometimes I don't read them in sequence because
True.
it just feels the other way for me. It could just be that you're stepping back so you can prepare for something. Now, I like something Mr. O touched on there because, like, for example, if you are employed, this could be changes in the way things are being done. So you may have to take some training or something like that. Or, it could be for a promotion. It could be maybe to assume a teaching or leadership position of some sort or some higher position with the Hierophant here. I can't rule any of that out. What about the Lenormand? There is luck coming through some opportunity that's coming your way. Some opportunity for advancement, perhaps. Some opportunity that needs you to prepare for it.
I think it could be connected to that, but it's not necessarily connected. And by the way, hi, Nicole and
Kara.
Kara in that order. Um, to me, I'm not getting the exact same feeling from the Hierophant Sapphire. I sort of feel like it's not necessarily about the mentoring stuff. I think it's more about maybe aligning yourself, if this is a workplace thing or a career thing, but aligning yourself with maybe a particular set of goals or values that this position or the career or the work you're doing needs to stand for. And so maybe that's where the preparedness is too, because there's going to have to be some adjustments. But I think the clover and the stork are talking about this thing maybe opening up new opportunities that are fruitful. Now, I don't know if this is just coming next week, but I think that maybe some of the signs of that is going to start to show.
Right. I mean, right. Maybe something that happens or opens up. Like, for example, if you were a job seeker and you get a call that they want to schedule an interview with you, well, then you would be maybe using next week to prepare for an upcoming interview. Things like that. So, I mean, it could be anything, but it sounds like something new is coming your way that may cause you to take a pause, think about things, what you need to put in place to make this new opportunity, work for you. And I think luck is on your side. I mean, when we have the clover here, this is like something really positive. So, and maybe out of the blue, it could just be something that pops up for you, whatever it is, because that's kind of the nature of the clover. Some lucky thing happens and sets the stage.
Good luck.
So I wish you luck. This is a real positive reading
It
for you.
is.
I like it.
So good luck, Sapphire.
And Jamie's Cowboys is up. Cute.
Mhm.
I want to put my cards back in that box, but I know they'll be back. So I'll move them here. Okay. Oh, except I need a deck. Eh, all right. Let's see what it'll be. Let's use the. Do we have a question?
Yes, there was a question. Hold on, let me find it. Um, General, is my truck fixable?
Okay.
So basically about the truck, whether or not it's fixable. I'm very thirsty, but I know why. I work out, I dehydrated.
Yeah. We both worked out at different times today because Mr. O had to work. I worked out with my seniors.
We have a membership at LA Fitness. And because we're seniors and I'm retired, I actually have a benefit through my pension. So we get that membership for free, basically.
Which is really nice. We
Very
pay
nice.
out of the pocket for personal training, but classes that they have, like the Silver Sneakers Seniors exercise class, they're free. They're part of the membership. So,
And since I've had my stroke and I have to do a lot of daily rehab and I don't always keep up as much of it, it's real easy for me to use my club experience being at the gym to focus on those other routines and exercises that I have to do. So in that sense, it's really helpful. I really feel, I just have to keep this up because I'm still having my moments. Right. Hmm.
well, okay. It looks as though you've got the Queen of Swords upright. Hmm. You have the Devil reversed. Huh. Wow. And then we have the Three of Pentacles upright. So, like, this is really interesting to me. I was almost going one way when I saw the Devil reversed, and now I'm not sure. What do you got there? Okay.
He looks like a devil.
He looks like a bat to me.
Well, he looks like a,
Batman.
but the devil often has bat wings.
Okay. And what's that?
The anchor.
Oh, the anchor. Oh. Wow, I could go so many different ways with this. I wonder if we'll have to do a quick yes
No
no.
fire spawn. The list is still open.
Oh, hi, Fire Spawn. Let's see. I'll get you on there. You'll be number 9. So, and we've already done, we're on our second reading already.
Plenty of
All
time.
right. All right. All right, well, this is kind of a strange reading. And like I said, I sense a follow up coming. And why? Because I see a couple of different things here. I feel as though the Queen of Swords is saying a decision is going to have to be made one way or another on if it is fixable or not. With the Devil, and you want to make sure you make the right choice for yourself. And with the Devil reversed, I almost got the immediate impression that, you're going to have to liberate yourself from the truck. It's going to be too burdensome to get it repaired. That was my first initial thought on this. But then I'm seeing the 3 of Pentacles here. So on one level it could mean you might have some, I don't know if you have insurance, if there's going to be some monetary support or some support from others to get you a new vehicle. Or then when I saw that card, I thought, I wonder if that means somebody's going to be willing to try to fix it. You see what I'm saying?
I get the feeling there because, of course, that three does talk about that, the possibility of some team or situation working on a dedicated plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible that you will be advised in the beginning or through some other analysis that maybe it is oppressive to keep it up, to try to keep it up in terms of cost or true viability. After some vehicles have a certain wreck, there are just certain things that are worthless to think about. So I sort of see what Banshee's seeing there. I get that. The idea that maybe somebody could make it viable on some level for you, either in terms of what it will take to bring it back or the overall condition that it will be good for, once it is returned.
Now, when I see the anchor and the man, which, we'll just say is you, because it's just a significator card, or it could be somebody, but the way I'm looking at the anchor is that, it almost sounds like things are stuck. Things are stuck or stalled where they are. I could look at that a couple of different ways here, meaning that it's not going to run again or be the way, totally fixed. Or number 2, that it yeah, things are going to be able to go back to the way they were. It'll be stable again. See what I mean?
Yes. So there's some ambiguity
It's
about
definitely.
seeing a straight answer, Jamie's. It looks like, some advice will tell you, other advice beyond us will tell you, well, it's really hopeless, but maybe with the right people, skilled
Or if you know
mechanics
a
or
guy, if you know a guy who has the skills and says, "Yeah, I want to tinker and fix that for you," maybe that would be
so.
it.
we're slightly copping out because we see it could go either way, really.
So we're going to
It
do a
may be up
quick,
to you.
I think we're going to do a quick yes, no, and just see which way it goes.
Hi, Jefferson. I think we can get you in.
And because I'm not getting a totally clear beat on this, I'll get
I
Jefferson.
remember the picture. I think I still have it in my email. It looked pretty messed. My father was a mechanic and he did some minor bump shop work. And he worked in an area of the city where there were a lot of people who did that kind of work. So he could often get it done for us if we needed it. And sometimes there are these pretty skilled, you know, people who can do
So
that.
give me those cards and let me do the quick. You want to shuffle for this one and cut? Why don't you do it?
You're welcome, Jefferson.
You'll be on the list, Jefferson. I got you. So, is this transmissible? You want that card just because it fell? Well,
Well, it's
maybe.
a nice card. It just
It
sort of
was. Was that the
colors the
night?
idea. It was a knight movement
I'm
and
going to keep it in mind.
a knight of cups. So love.
Well, more than that. I
Sure.
just wanted you to cut them.
Oh, okay.
You could shuffle for this reading. It's on you, Mr. O. And it's another cup. It's the Queen of Cups. So you even up the game. And the cups mean yes.
It will come to you
It will
naturally.
come to you naturally. So there's a lot of ambiguity here, and there may be a lot of debate about whether it's possible, but it looks like it's leaning towards a good yes, that yes, it would be. And you'll be pretty happy with that.
There's probably somebody who has a sense of compassion or care for your situation that's going to be able to help you or support you in this. I don't know if it's necessarily monetary, but maybe there's something that is just really helpful about uh, their care for you in this.
So you'll have to keep us posted. We'll be
Yeah,
curious
we'd
to
love to
find
hear
the
that.
progress. Let us know. Good luck with that. And oh, I posted it already. Silly me.
Shirley?
Yep, Shirley is up. Hi,
All right.
Shirley.
Hi, Shirley. Do we see Seven's health improving? Is that Seven or Steven? I don't remember. But anyways, improving the next 30 to 60
And I could
days.
hear none of that.
Okay, so that might end up being a yes or no too. I don't know.
Your deck while I go look it up and listen to it. Not listen to it. So where is Shirley's question? Hi everyone. There it is. Do you see Seven's health improving in the next 30 to 60 days? Okay. Stop that. I'm trying to keep you here. I got so much cat hair on my computer right now. The temperatures have gone up again. We've got summer here. It's going to be the low to mid 80s for the rest for about a week, and it's looking pretty good. I'm not complaining. I love it. I just
What
think
did you
this
do to him, Kara? He's all sleepy and stuff.
one's. let's get the let's get it moving with the vibrating mouse here.
His new fun toy.
It's like I don't know what to do with it.
Okay,
You've been
Shirley.
biting it before. What you got?
Card one is the Seven of Coins or Pentacles reversed.
Okay.
Card two is the King of Cups reversed. Card three is the Queen of Pentacles upright.
Well, it won't
A
be
little
easy.
good, a little bad, or not so bad.
Yes and no. I mean, will it improve in 30 to 60 days? It's possible, but they're really going to have to, work on their health. They're going to have to try to maybe, I don't know what to say. I mean, hold on. Is that the king you said? The king
The
of.
middle is the King of Cups reversed.
So they have to be emotionally in a good place. They've got to pick up their spirits. They've got to be motivated to heal. And it is possible that they could get well, but they're going to have to do whatever work is necessary to get there. Whether it's rest. I mean, rest can be work. Sometimes you got to tie people down to that bed to get them to rest. But also, whatever it takes, if there's physical therapy, if they're recovering from surgery, which I'm not really sure what the problem is here. So I'm just saying there's definitely going to have to be some effort put out to recovering within that time span. And their mind, and really, if you can help them through any depression that they may be having, or, negative feelings about their recovery, that might be helpful because the Queen of Pentacles is there too. And I think the Queen of Pentacles is saying the more support they feel is around them, the more likely they will be able to recover.
I like that. The Queen of Pentacles does sort of give an indication of whatever resources or modalities are around that could be helpful to be supportive. I think the Seven of Pentacles is reversed and maybe indicates that a condition has recently passed where maybe seven wasn't really very involved in their health. They were sort of just setting aside and watching it happen, and they didn't really seem to know what to do or how to do it. But that seems to be changing, or that's the situation changing. That will be the most helpful. Is they just need to be able to look at themselves and say it's not going to happen on its own. They got to do something for it. And the King of Cups, it's an appeal to the emotions, really, I guess, too, in a way. The idea that even if they don't feel there's something worth or value for them, they have to find it within themselves.
Well, this is very interesting.
It's the fox and the child.
See, they got to take it slow
Yeah.
and they have to be smart about it. And also, they have to work. Again, I'm seeing this, because the fox can be about employment work. And the first thing I thought of when I saw the Seven of Pentacles, because the Seven of Pentacles either means you give up on something or you go back to work on something. And I think here that's what I'm feeling is tied into the fox here. They're really going to have to put some effort, whatever it is, whether it's motivational effort, whether it's just taking better care of themselves, sleeping more, getting the rest they need, doing whatever therapies they need to do in order to heal in that time frame. And slowly, I believe they're going to come around. I think it's possible in that time frame, but seeing the child here, I could almost see it going to the 60-day mark, I think you said 30 to 60 days. And so I can almost see it like going over 30 days for sure.
I think they have to treat their health like it is a business, the business of being
I like
healthy.
that.
And
Nice.
that's why the fox is there. And maybe the child is saying is like, you can't make all your business moves really quickly, snap, jerk, that kind of thing. You have to kind of go in with a plan and work towards that plan. And that's the child maybe moving it in a way. And I think the other cards back that up, and that seven has to want to make themselves healthy too. They're a big part of their own cure.
So wishing you luck with that. Good luck with
And
that.
good luck to seven.
Good luck to seven. All right, Cherry B is up. And I just want to say, Carrie, yeah, it just seems like our Indian summer fluctuates a lot. I think we've even had Indian summer in early October. So I
It
don't know if
has been
this
a
is
bit.
it or not. It looks like the outlook for all of September is above average for our area temperature wise. And it's very dry again. We haven't had a drop of rain. They're predicting some good chance for rain on Saturday into Sunday. And now that's shrunk down to, well, some people might get a light shower. So I don't know that we're going to get any rain this weekend either. All right. So Cherry B is up. Let's see. What does Spirit want me to know at this time? All right. So we're going to be promoting a new series soon called WTF with TFT. And it'll be about current events, but not necessarily all political. Although, boy, there's been a lot of political stuff to talk about recently, and we may tackle one or so of them. But we have other plans. My son gave me a great idea today, and I might run with it for something kind of out of this world to look into. And so we may do that. Mr. O has left. He'll be back in a minute. But anyway, so we're hoping to do that show and doing another episode soon, but there'll be a little promo that will come out with a song created by the Card Bard for us. So stay tuned for that. It'll be a lot of fun. All right.
Hello, Sonny. I'm back.
Do you remember the question or do I have to look it up again?
Something about spirit, right?
Funny,
Don't be mean.
not by my
I'll
computer.
just look it up real quick.
God, the hair coming off of you, boy.
What does spirit want me to know
Yes.
at this time?
Well, you got the Nine of Cups upright. You also have the Devil upright. Hmm. Oh. And the Seven of Swords upright.
The bouquet
What?
and the coffin.
Don't like that.
I'm not sure what it means.
Well, you don't want to know.
Okay.
You don't want to know. All right. Couple of things here that look intriguing to me. First off, that Nine of Cups. What does Spirit want you to know? That manifesting your wish is possible at this time. You know, whatever your wish, your dream, your hope, desire is that you've been either working towards or wishing for, it is possible to manifest it. But of course, you know, you got to roll up your sleeves a little bit and put in the effort. But I think here this is a very positive sign that you're very close to being able to achieve something you desire. I'll go card by card, I think.
Okay, I agree with that. I mean, I wanted to say like, oh, with the devil, maybe it just means naughty wishes, but I was just wanting to be silly
He is
by
to be
saying that.
devilish.
But it does feel that way, that spirit wants you to know that maybe manifestation is really close at hand, or just in an unconscious way, what you desire is coming to you. It could also mean, too, that in a way you are really enjoying what you do have in life at this moment. So if either of those apply, then that's probably okay.
Well, the devil to me indicates that uh, you're able to manifest what you desire, but the devil is upright. And I'm thinking here, yeah, it almost ties into the pleasurable element of it, or the pleasurable aspect of the Nine of Cups here, but I'm feeling something different here. I'm feeling as though you might be feeling like you're still restricted from really going after what you desire, whether it's forces, external forces keeping you from manifesting what you want, or something inside of you that's blocking you.
Oh, I resonate to that for some reason
Okay.
and wonder then if the Seven of Swords indicates that you would be willing to consider alternatives to achieving your manifestation.
You mean alternative ways?
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. I think the Seven of Swords, being that it's upright, is kind of a secretive card. And I think what it's saying here is you need to find out something. You need to figure out something before you feel good about moving forward. And I don't know, maybe that's the restriction is you feel like either you don't have the right information or you need to just explore something further to gain the knowledge or whatever it is you need to move forward on what you desire.
Maybe you feel that getting what you desire involves going in a different direction than what you expected, that maybe you have to find an alternative way, like I said, to get where you need to, or possibly even do something that maybe other people won't understand.
The Seven of Swords is a very funny card
Yeah.
because, in a sense, too, there's this whole idea of subterfuge or sneakiness here. I mean, do you almost feel like you have to go around some people or something in order to get where what you desire? There's some element of kind of like keeping things quiet or on the down low, just not speaking it out and just trying to sneak your way to your desire or find a way forward without making waves of some sort. It's really an odd card. I mean, I could look at all these different ways of looking at that card, but I really feel here what really struck me is that I feel like you feel like some information is being hidden from you or lacking,
Okay.
and that's maybe tied into the devil here.
That's a pretty good observation, too. It may even tell us what's going on with the Lenormand. I'm not sure.
Well, it will, but also I have a caveat just because of the cards that are drawn, and you asked what Spirit wants you to know, and so I would just say this could be something different. But let's talk about how I think it relates to the cards is something has to come to an end in order for you to achieve the joy that you're hoping for, obtaining your wish. Something has to come to an end in order for that to happen. And I think that's the most likely scenario as to why these cards are here. But the Lenormand being what it is, I have to, and because it was more of a general kind of question, I have to let you know that sometimes when the coffin appears with the flowers, that could mean sending flowers for a funeral. So I don't know if you know anybody ill or an older relative who may be passing or a friend who's losing somebody, but that's a possibility I can't totally ignore. So I have to tell you that. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, because I do think it does fit kind of nicely, as Mr. O pointed out, to the reading. Do you want to add to that?
Well, it could be saying that what you might find out or what you feel would be valuable if you found it out could influence you to make big changes that could end certain associations or situations. But these might be like losing something that was working against you. Maybe, of
Hmm.
course, that talks to the idea of something that maybe was holding you back. So finding out something that maybe was holding you back would give you a reason to want to make a big change there.
There's a lot to be optimistic about here, even though there may seem to be barriers to you moving forward on your wish, they're not insurmountable. You just have to find a way to work around them, and just know that if you start working towards manifesting what you want, the universe might respond and remove some of those barriers. So, good luck with that.
Yeah.
And Ariel's a moving question. We'll see what we can do. Those are a little tricky. So, what type of place is she really meant to move to in the future? We could give you some ideas, I think. We'll see what we get, Ari. It's a good question.
Thank you, Cherry.
You're very welcome, Cherry.
Well, I always like to give it a try.
Oh, yeah. Let me get.
And so I'm using my Universal Folk Tarot, which is a lovely little tarot.
All right.
Wow, how interesting. It's
It's a
death,
death card.
which of course means change, big change. The next card is Justice Reversed, which doesn't sound like big change, or I don't know. And then the final card is the Seven of Cups,
Oh, my
and it's
goodness.
upright.
Well, hmm.
Oh, the snake. Whoops.
You know what's really funny about this? You're going to crack up. There's actually a stamp with a location on here.
Yes, I noticed that on a couple of the cards that there were things that looked like a postage
Well,
mark or
but this
something.
is a letter, so I doubt Erie would end up there, but
Boston?
where are you saying Boston? Oh my gosh, Boston. Delaware City.
Well, you tell us.
I don't know what's going on here, Erie. This is such a mixed bag, and it's not really positive. What was the last card there again?
Seven of Cups.
Okay, that's not unpositive, but there is a lot of confusion and illusion. You really have to sort things out. I think the universe is saying here, or the tarot cards at any rate, you really have to sort things out. Look at the pros and cons of places. I don't know why. I just had to start with that card first because
That's
if
a good point because I think what it says is that ultimately there are just so many choices that you would be bewildered on some level without anything to resonate, or you need to do a lot of work on
you're
this.
getting confused by different options and choices and ideas that you have. It's really time to try to find a way to pare them down. And I think here with the first card, which was the
Death.
death, oh my gosh, you know, it's saying you definitely, I really feel this card is saying a change of environment might very well do you good.
Yeah.
But I'm not really sure that is saying anything about where. Um, I think maybe if it's saying anything at all, it may be a place where things change. Change happens fast. So, in other words, it could be a city or a place where um, there's either a lot of renovation, there's a lot of building going on, there's a lot of changes going on in the environment. And I think for the better. I can say that about the card. It's someplace that's exciting because there's a lot of building and there's a lot of positive, growthful energy going on.
it's a port city or a city on a river because I see a river in the background and a ship
Okay.
moving. And of course, that's the river Styx and Charon, the death person. But maybe there's an idea there too that you would like a city that's connected to a port, that's connected to international or other kinds of movement.
So what's interesting to me, I don't know if there's a Delaware city somewhere other than in Delaware, but Boston is there, Delaware's there. That sounds very East Coastish to me. And so I can't help but wonder if maybe that Lenormand is pointing to something. I'm just throwing that out there. Justice Reversed is an interesting card to me. Again, it's talking about finding the balance here, finding what you feel is going to really work for you. Don't just don't disregard. Don't just go someplace because you think, oh, this is a trending happening thing. You have to make sure it really fits. It really fits who you are. And so, you maybe want a place with a lot of excitement and change, but make sure it's right for you because if not, you're going to feel very out of sorts there.
Right. Finding a place where things really are fair in terms of justice reversed, that could indicate not looking at places where the standard of living means you would, hi there,
We'll get you on
and
the list.
you're welcome too, Shirley. But maybe that means, finding a place where everything can balance out in terms of that. You don't want to have to live in a place where you have two or three jobs just to pay the rent and it's really tight. You have to think about things like that. Where is it fair for you to live based on all other factors? You'll have to factor that in too.
So I'm a little confused by the letter and the snake here. Other than I showed you all those interesting where we talked about.
Awesome. Congratulations, Kelsey. Nice.
Hey,
Perfect.
is
Thank you
that
for
the
telling
place
us.
you were trying so hard for? Or is it something different?
Thanks for telling us.
That is so awesome. Yay! Hooray for Kelsey. All right. So let's go back here, Arian. Look at this Lenormand, the snake in the letter. I think here, don't be deceived by things that you read and things that people might tell you. I'm going to even go that far, even though this is mostly written communications. So, this could be people you're even talking to on the internet. Don't be deceived by what other people are telling you about locations. You know, don't listen necessarily. They may be biased, they may be throwing their own angst in there, which may not be the same experience for you than what they're telling you about.
Do you
I
think those are combining?
I think this is combining with the letter. I don't see it
Okay.
combining up there, but I could be wrong. What do you got?
Well, I was just wondering if maybe, what you just said
Mhm.
about, how did you say it?
About being deceived,
Yeah.
about in a location that people are talking
Well,
to.
I just thought if that tied into the idea of where the injustice is coming from, that,
I don't know.
you're listening to the wrong advisors
It
or uh, people that promise things that aren't really true.
Well, it could be, but I mean, it could be, but I'm really feeling that's within you. This just be careful of the decisions you make. Justice is about making wrong choices when it's reversed, and justice could also be about this imbalance. And so that's why I'm saying be very careful that this, wherever you choose to go, is a good fit for your person, who you are, your personality, what you want out of the area. Sounds like you want some excitement and a place that's constantly evolving and changing, and that may be good for you, but just make sure the location itself is really a good fit.
All right.
So we have for you. That's the best I can do. Good luck with that, Ari. And like I said, I don't know why, a little bit of East Coast vibes there.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting too, I guess.
Well, you picked up water too, so whatever it is, there's water, and of course we've got, the Atlantic. So I don't know. Good luck with that.
Well, once again, congratulations, Kelsey. So happy. You had to go through 2 rounds of interviews. Good, but you sold yourself. Wishing you luck.
Yeah, awesome. It was the place you were asking us about. And we did think it was looking promising, I think, didn't we? We started saying yes. I'm pretty sure.
It
I'm
went on for a
very
while,
happy
though,
for
right?
you.
Oh, I will be right back.
Well, you know what they say, Kelsey, persistence pays off. All right, I believe Noha is up. I'm going to post the list. And I hope you have a question for us, Noha, because I don't see one. I'm going to look again. I see where you said hi. And if you could be added, which we did, but we need your question now. I'll just give you a few more minutes till Mr. O gets back.
She was awfully generous.
Well, you've been leaving a lot.
Thirsty as you know what.
Oh, goodness.
Sorry. So, a no-show or what's
I
going on?
and I didn't this just was it Noha last time too? It was somebody. I
Maybe.
forget who it was. Well, Noha, we gotta pass you by. I've given you a
Yeah, we're
chance.
sorry.
Oh, hi, Namira. We'll add you on the list. I'm gonna move past Noha now. When we call you and you're not here, on Thursday, we're probably not going to add you back on. All right, we're on Nicole.
What spirit wants me to hear?
Okay. Do you want to do it my reading?
Sure,
Okay. So your deck or mine? I
sure,
think
Dick.
it's mine. You just stay there. Stay there. You can
There's no
stay.
way he will.
What?
There's no way he will.
Keep him by you while I'm
I'll
shuffling.
try.
Stay there.
My petty never keeps him happy for long.
And don't rub hard. He's shedding like crazy. I have to brush him down. All his fur is ending up on my computer. I don't know why.
He's a good boy. Yeah,
Okay.
good.
Oops, it's this way. Forgot these are the sideways cards. Here. All right, the first card is the Three of Wands reversed. So what does Spirit want you to know, right? That was it? Okay. So Spirit might be saying that right now, you might be a little bit nervous about stepping outside your comfort zone in some situation. Or maybe you're feeling too, you're worried about something that you were hoping would come through for you, but it just seems as though you have a lot of doubts now that it's going to happen. It just seems as though you're feeling you hate the thought that you may have to go back to the drawing board again on something, but it's highly possible that that may be the case.
The spirit may want you to feel that you really weren't ready to take an initiative or an opportunity that they may have been sending to you or that you
Okay,
may have
you're
become
right.
aware of.
Hmm. So why is this important? Oh my gosh.
It's the Eight of Swords upright.
You seem it seems as though why this is important is that you have to build your confidence and your self-esteem back up to move forward. You maybe are feeling like you're not up for some sort of challenge that's presenting itself to you. But, this is only like you looking in a false mirror here. It's like these feelings are in you. They're not necessarily the reality of the situation. In other words, it might be everything in here that is holding you back right now. And there is a way to move forward, but you have to build yourself up to do so.
What spirit was telling you about what you may have missed or not taken seriously was probably the right thing, because maybe it would have been holding you back in other ways if you had done it. So if you are feeling like there's an upset here because you didn't get to do something, or even the opposite, you did something and it didn't work out, it was probably better for you that it didn't or that it did, depending. I know that's confusing.
Well, we're going in different directions, so I think we'll repeat them at the end together. You do
If I
yours, I
remember
do
what I
mine.
said.
I don't think they're going together. And so, where are things headed? So I think where things
Four of
are headed
Swords.
is with the Four of Swords upright, is that it's a time to regroup yourself. Step back, try to relax a bit, and sort things out. I think this is a time to just kind of lay low. If you're not ready to move forward for whatever reasons, then it's time to kind of hold back and regroup yourself. I'm really feeling that strongly because of the Eight of Swords here and that card. Do you want to go into that card?
The last one.
Yes?
Well, where this leads to is that you really do have to take a break from it. You have to maybe repair yourself or find a way to recover. You absent yourself in a way. And so, if this was about an opportunity that you missed, uh, you've been holding yourself back perhaps because of that,
There.
because of the false feeling there. I'm going to throw out the Lenormand,
Okay.
the Stork, and the Scythe.
Yeah, this is really interesting, Nicole. I think you're just not ready for something. When the Three of Wands is upright, I'm going to start, and I'm going to do mine, and then and I'm going to go through the Lenormand, and then I'll let you go and recap yours. When the Three of Wands is upright, or it indicates anticipation, like you're waiting for something positive to happen, and you're ready to strike when it does. But when it's reversed, you're anticipating the worst, or you already feel like there's no shot at this turning out the way you had hoped it would. And why is that important? Because something within you has already given up, maybe before you even gave it a chance. Something within you is making you feel like you don't have what it takes to pull this off. And leading to that last card, which was
Four Swords.
the Four of Swords, like I'm going to agree with you on that one. It's time to pull back. It's time to pull back, and that is evident in the Lenormand as well. Lenormand is saying cut back from taking on anything new at this time.
Okay, I kind of have revised a little bit, but and so I agree more with Banshee here. But Spirit wanted you to
You
know
didn't
that
have to.
maybe the opportunities or possibilities either weren't realistic or were things that you were not going to be able to do for other reasons.
Well,
Because of this, it led to you feeling like you were being held back or that somehow things weren't working for you. But that's just a side effect of realizing, you couldn't do this. What you really need to do is, of course, take some time out and re-examine everything. Cut away at what was interfering with actual growth that maybe you we're looking at the wrong things. I said that earlier, so I'm not revising that part. That maybe you expected other things to happen, and so that's where this seclusion thing happens from. Maybe you have to take the opportunities that really do show up rather than avoiding them, if that's what's going on. Hi, Estelle.
That's what we have for you. I hope you made some sense out of that.
I know we
And,
were
it's
at
okay
different.
for us to deviate. I just wanted to,
That's the joy of being here.
I know. Sometimes we agree and sometimes we go on different paths. And either one of those might be, what you need to pay attention to. You probably would know what resonates with you best. So good luck with that, Nicole. And we're going to move on to Kara. All right. And he's right up against my computer again. It's hopeless. All right. Wow, we're getting a full house here. SP might be the last one, but we'll see. We've still got a little room.
All right, so Kara, is this done in your style?
What was Kara's question? What does Odin have for me? Yes,
All right.
I thought you'd know that.
So the first card is the Knight of Wands, and it's upright.
Something new.
Something new, but also calling upon you to have more confidence in yourself or be more brave, be more pointed towards a particular goal. It may be a goal that you already know about, or maybe a goal that will somehow present itself to you, as a challenge of some sort. You'll know what it is when you see it, kind of thing.
It's something new, and it's something he's going to want you to move forward on with enthusiasm, being motivated, and we'll see if we can figure out what that something is. Why is this important?
Ace of Cups reversed.
Because he feels like you need something new to pick yourself up, to rekindle, rekindle creativity, and joy in your life. He feels that whatever, and maybe this is leaning towards possibly an artistic pursuit, possibly something more I don't want to say spiritual, but maybe something more psychic or intuitive. Maybe he wants you to be doing more of that kind of work during this dark time of the year, for example.
Well, plainly, with an Ace of Cups reversed, it's important because Odin thinks you've lost your love or
Your love
zest
and
for life.
feeling.
You've lost that love and feeling. Ooh,
That was bad.
it was. And that's why I dedicate it to you.
You've lost that love and
Oh, I
feeling.
just lost
Now
my
it's
ability to,
gone, gone, gone.
but
Sorry.
I will go on. I will go on. So you lost your love for life, and that's why it's important that Odin gives you this challenge. You really need to invigorate yourself and move towards this. You need to
I agree.
sort of just, cast other things aside and really do this thing.
So where is it heading? Hopefully to something tangible. What?
The Four of Pentacles
Oh,
reversed. You need to give till it hurts. No, but you do need to share something. You need to live in
let
a different
go.
way. You leave. you need to divest in certain ways. Maybe it's spiritual things, maybe it's material things. I mean, maybe there's a room full of clutter you have to work on. I don't know.
Well, you need to let go of things that are blocking your progress, maybe that really aren't that important to you anymore. You have to sometimes, and sometimes we do things or hold on to things just because it feels comfortable. We feel more secure with them around. But are they really serving a purpose? He feels like maybe there's something you need to let go of here. But maybe that has to do with here, this lack of enthusiasm and this lack of drive or, motivation or passion. Maybe he wants you to let go of that, and to start being more enthusiastic and passionate about something.
The Sun King, and it's a little boy. At least the little boy believes.
The best I can come up with here is that I feel like he wants you to slowly to move, step by step towards further enlightenment or towards success in some area. He wants you to realize too that maybe if you were expecting, he wants you to move forward on things that make you passionate. Obviously, I think I'm getting that here. And he feels that you have to move step by step and, realize that success will come in its time. It's not going to come overnight. It's not going to come tomorrow. You're going to have to work at it and you're going to have to move at a pace. I know this is usually a faster pace, but the child is here at a pace that's comfortable for you. If you put too much pressure on yourself to perform or do something, you're headed for failure. It's really funny. I drew a card for myself today, and in one of my decks, it was called Perfection. I think that was in the Liminal Forest deck. And perfection is really toxic, because we'll never be perfect. And if we're always striving to be perfect, we're always going to be unhappy and unsatisfied. I think he just wants you to do something that you're passionate about and not worry about if it's perfect or not, but just take those steps forward because success eventually will come.
Right. Yes to that. Yes to the idea of finding a new passion. Yes to dedicating yourself to some new goal. But also, yes to realizing that these things aren't like TV. They don't happen like that. This is a process, and that, you know, walk like a child, move like a child. What about the sun? The sun takes a whole year to go back to the same location it was. So don't be surprised if this is something that really becomes a course of work for you, or a course of where you're going that really will become your lifestyle.
And I think he also wants to make the point here that you will find great joy and happiness,
That's true.
in the journey. In the journey. It's not necessarily with the acclaim and many followers, as we well know.
Like that commercial says, enjoy the go.
Enjoy the go. uh, Enjoy the journey and get what because there's much richness there. Sometimes we put a lot of stake in that outcome, but the richness is really in the process. And you know that if you've, like me, a graduate, finally, my older years in college, it was the journey to get there. And I savor that more than getting that piece of paper in my hands, frankly. So keep that in mind. Good luck. Sorry we couldn't get a more specific thing than that, but you might have an idea anyway of what he wants you to do. Good luck with that. Well, Crystal, we're going to add you. But do you think that should be it? We're at 15
Perhaps.
now.
Perhaps.
I'll keep it open
Excuse
for
me.
one more, but then I'm definitely closing it.
Hi, Fire
Yeah,
Spawn.
Fire Spawn, you are up. All right, got Crystal on the list. Okay.
So we just need your question.
Yeah, did you post a question? Let's see.
No, not yet, but they're
Okay.
usually good for their question. Do you have a cough drop?
Uh, yes, I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Am I on the right path with my manifestation? Okay, good question. Let's see what we get. Oops.
And that's spiritually, they say.
Okay.
Mhm.
With your spirituality? Okay. Spiritually on the right path. Okay. Right. You have the Page of Swords upright. You threw spiritually in there, right? You have the High Priestess upright. Wow. And you have the Seven of Swords reversed. What do you got, Mr. O?
Well, this may be interesting because we have the child
Oh, yeah, child's coming up a lot today.
and we have the snake, which is also coming up a lot today.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you get it? Okay.
Maybe. It's always tricky with that darn snake. All right, so overall, I think you are on the right path spiritually. Um, the Page of Swords indicates to me a clarity, a certain clarity of purpose or. Oh, that's okay. It doesn't necessarily mean a real physical child, but thanks for telling us that. Um, and it's interesting here because, in a sense, you have two children cards here because
The
that's
page can be
the
a young
page.
person, a
Yeah.
young child.
But at any rate, the page is about clarity. Yeah, there seems to be more clarity. There seems to be more of an understanding going on here. A sense of and I almost feel like I'm not sure why you're asking this question because it seems to me that you might already know or that
Well,
you should know.
but in some ways, the page can represent the beginning of things. It can
True.
represent kind of like that bloom of the matter. And I would also ascribe the idea that there's a sense of timing or rhythm. So, sort of, the question revolves around maybe do you feel the beat? Do you feel the rhythm of what you're trying to manifest spiritually? Are you feeling that? This card sort of indicates, yeah, along with the clarity ideas that Banshee expressed.
And I mean, if you're doing things like trying to uh, as far if you're engaging with groups, if this is like a spiritual practice that involves other people, I'm not necessarily saying an organized religion, but that could fall into that. That everything, you seem to gain a lot from engaging with others. So I could take that two ways here: engaging with others on this realm or engaging with the spirit realm.
I won't necessarily disallow that, but I feel you're talking about the high priestess.
No, I'm still talking about this page,
Oh,
but
okay.
let's
I
go
probably
to
went to
that.
the high
Let's
priestess.
go to that.
And the high priestess does, of course, represent you as a spiritual being. This may be saying that you are working on the things that give you intuition or give you understanding or give you the keys of ascension for yourself. So, this indicates to me, too, that you are in touch with a deeper part of yourself. And as is, can be true, how can that be wrong?
Well, the high priestess says you're very open to, knowledge and wisdom in the spiritual area of which you're engaging in. And I think here, like you said, yes, I think the cards are saying yes, but we want to throw a couple of caveat, at least
Really?
caveat at you eventually. But I want to talk more about the high priestess when Mr. O is done.
Okay, I don't know if this could be true or not, but in context of your question, does the Seven of Swords indicate that maybe you have questions or feelings about whether you are
So
appropriating?
you went ahead. You should have let me finish the high priestess. But go ahead.
Okay, I thought you told me I could go ahead.
I didn't know it was about the next card. I thought
I,
you were going to add something to this card because you were interrupting me.
I didn't think I was, but go ahead then. I'm
I'm
sorry I
sorry,
interrupted you.
but we'll hold that question. It's a good question. Um, I wanted to say here that with the high priestess, I feel that, I wanted to say you're in the proper mindset, but instead, I want to say you're in the proper spirit set. Spiritual set. You really are in tune with what you're trying to do here. I feel there's a definite resonance here and that you should go deeper. There, I'm done.
Okay, did you want to start with that one
All
or?
right, I will so that you can get to your question. The seven to me, though, whether it's reversed like that, is indicating to me, I think you're going to get knowledge or confirmation soon on your own, not just from us, that you are on the right path. That's all I wanted to say.
I
So,
see. I was just answering Ari, and you're welcome for your reading.
well, I
Oh,
knew you wouldn't be interested in Delaware, but Boston, come on. Massachusetts is really nice. Maybe not Boston, but Massachusetts has some fun, nice areas.
well,
Beautiful.
you're from that side of the world, so maybe you've seen enough of it. Uh, so I thought, when I saw the Seven of Swords there, I thought Fire Spawn that maybe it made me feel like you were wondering if you're on the right path or if you're on the right goals, because maybe you feel like you're either appropriating, taking, that's what they call it, appropriating practices or beliefs that maybe others, fought for or died for. That's the whole conundrum. I don't necessarily feel that's a valid argument these days. I sort of feel like, we are all spiritual beings and we have a right to glom onto what comes our way. I mean, it's not like, you know, I I don't know if I'm getting to that point.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying because I'm now doing something in the chat. I hope you don't mind.
Uh-huh.
All right.
No, I'm just reading what Firespawn said.
So what did you say there?
Well, I already said it, but I said that, the Seven of Swords maybe represents questions or feelings about whether you're on the right path because you may be appropriating things from another culture that you don't necessarily have a valid right to. And that's, somebody's opinion. It's not necessarily ours.
Here's the one caveat I have, and that is, of course, if you've already covered that with the Lenormand, with the snake and the child,
I just
is
don't.
that just realize that don't deceive yourself into thinking you're on the right path, you're on the wrong path. Don't make any quick assumptions because, you're still exploring. And I think here, like a child, be open, be receptive, and just see where this is going to take you. Give it more time. Give it more time.
Well, a lot of times I feel that the card that's in position two has an influence towards the card in position one. So with the snake and the child, this could be saying, in my opinion, that maybe deceptions are going to be a part of this along the way, and that you need to understand that different people, different factors or situations may try to influence you in a different way than what you feel is the true way. And so this may take a while for you to work through, basically, as the child steps.
So that's what we have for you. I think it's definitely a resounding yes, Fires.
I believe it's more yes than not.
Good
I
luck with
believe you
that.
might have some ambiguities, but it's not really. I don't think those are big problems.
You're
That's
very welcome. I wanted to say to Ari, you know what? Los Angeles is rebuilding places because of the fire. They're also having the Olympics there, so they're putting in a lot of stuff, I'm sure, to make the city look great for that. So, in other words, it's sort of describing the death card in your reading, in a way, Ari. You
ooh.
know, that this is a place of change and transformation and rebirth. And so maybe you're onto something there. If that fits for you, I would say consider it.
No, you do seem like you would be well suited for California, or, in my opinion, a bigger city that maybe is more part of a scene. You're young, you're obviously vivacious, and you want to have a lot of fun while you still can.
Well, I'll be honest with you, the East Coast doesn't totally appeal to me either, but I've always liked Massachusetts. I always liked Massachusetts, and I would go back there. I would consider living there. Um, but most of the other, like New York and stuff, I'm just not that into. Nothing personal, Kara, and New Yorkers. It's just I've never resonated there, so I don't know.
Well, good luck then, and
Yeah.
let us know how it goes. All right, we're going to move on to someone. I think we
Okay.
should close that list
Hey,
because
to
we're
each
pretty
his
close.
own, but I like your LA idea. Just thinking about that death card in the reading now. So good
Yeah,
luck with
that
that.
made a lot of sense in a way, didn't it?
It did.
Okay, so Ron Jebison. And I think we should close the list at this point. We're
Yeah,
at the
it's
bottom of the
getting
hour.
late now.
So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then we'll get to Jefferson.
I'm going to put the list out there and then I'll put the list as closed after. So everybody on the list I just posted will be getting a reading.
Hmm.
And now, whoops, don't want that there. All right.
Jefferson, I would like to see into next month, please.
Okay. Your deck?
All right, that's fine. And you may step out, so you'll just have to come back.
Yep.
And let's see, which tarot will I use? I will use my Tarot of the Animal Lords.
It was just really odd, I don't know if you're still here, Ari, but it was just really odd to get that letter and then that letter having all those postmarks and
I know,
addresses
I thought
on
it
it.
was
And you
Judith.
were asking for locations. That's the only reason I mentioned Boston and, Delaware or whatever. But I didn't think Delaware would be for you, frankly. I think you're looking for something more exciting than that. Nothing against Delaware, if anybody's here from Delaware.
Okay, Jefferson wants a look into next month. And we have a reverse King of Pentacles, an upright Five of Swords, and upright Queen of Wands.
Oh
Well,
boy.
I almost get the feeling like
What's the first one? The King of Pentacles?
Pentacles reversed.
Gosh. Go ahead.
I almost get the feeling like, next month does have a number of things going on that are possibly concerning, but maybe not all are bad. The King of Pentacles may be indicating that there is some amount of material concerns going on. You may be feeling like you have a lot of bills to pay, or you're wondering where your money's going. This could also relate not necessarily directly to finances. It could relate to other concerns that are material. So, for example, you might feel that there are things you're letting get behind in your home, like maybe you need to do some repair work here or there, or you need to paint something. So these could indicate that these are things that may motivate you. You may find like you have to work on your finances or management of your bills. You have to work on, the upkeep of the home or things of that sort.
I like that. I like that last part a lot. That I think that this is a time where you got to focus on, financial stability, making sure bills are paid, making sure everything is, going well. Or even in the workplace, if you're working, that you have to ensure that uh, you're taking care of business. You're not letting work pile up. You're keeping an even flow going. Things of that nature. Organization and staying on top of things, is going to be a little bit tricky in the month ahead. So you're going to have to really focus on it.
All right, so the next card, I don't believe is necessarily connected. It may be something else
Right. It's
that's
something
happening
else.
in October, and it's the Five of Swords, and that's an unpleasant kind of feeling there. This may be feeling like there's an altercation or there's a disagreement, argument, a fight even, and it would be better for you just to try to hike it out of there. If you don't have to be in the confrontation, you are better served by trying to get away from it. But it could be the kind of situation that you have no choice but to kind of run through the mess, and you may find that it's not very pleasing to you. I don't know that it's a guarantee on any particular kind of thing. Like, I'm not saying this is physical violence or this is, the loss of, money or something like that. I don't see those specifically.
It's really hard to say where this is coming from. I mean, if you're at work and there's, you're having problems with your fellow employees or a manager is picking on you, it could be something like that. It could be it could be yes, I'm still here. It could be it could be a fighter argument with neighbors. It could be a fighter argument with friends or family. Just trying, try to be, or it could be something that people are trying to get you involved in. Maybe the fight doesn't concern you, but people are trying to pull you into it. Don't allow yourself to be pulled into other people's drama. Don't allow it, because this fight is not worth it. It's not worth it. So I would also say that if somebody is angry with you, try your best to make peace. But if no peace is to be made, then your best option is to walk away from it. And finally, the Queen of Wands.
Well,
Is that what
maybe,
it is?
yes.
Well, I think that beyond that, this is a time for you to really show the best of yourself. In all these circumstances here, don't allow yourself to fall behind with things. Stay on top of things. This is the time for you to show that you can handle, pressure, that you can handle, fights with, what's the word I want to use? Dignity, and not losing your cool over them, that you can manage your affairs properly. This is a time for you to show, what you're made of. Let's put it that way.
I agree with those things, but I also feel that the Queen of Wands in this position could indicate that maybe there's some attraction going on between you and someone. And that maybe it's a little bit more of the high power. So maybe there's somebody very flirtatious around you. Maybe that will manifest into something. If you're already with somebody, then maybe it's more playful flirtation. But you could be this person too. Maybe you're feeling particularly, Jefferson, like it's time for you to, make a pass or make a flirtatious remark with somebody if you're looking, for someone. Beyond that, it could also ascribe qualities of just basically positivity in the sense of somebody who's really very sure of themselves, somebody who's very, very confident, and also feels that their sense of physical presence is an asset to them in love, negotiations, whatever it is.
I like it. I don't know. And then there's this. You have the garden. And I think I have this backwards. I'm sorry. And you have the tower. I had to move the cards because of Sunny. The tower was actually first.
Right?
I apologize. I think there's going to be a little bit of different things going on for you in October. I think there are going to be periods where you're going to be staying off to yourself, and then there's going to be periods here where you're going to be socializing or networking with others, engaging with others in some way, possibly at celebratory events, whether there's parties or a wedding or some kind of celebrations, family gatherings that you'll be going to. I think that's possible here, but I also sense here you're really going to feel you need some time alone. Now, I know sometimes this card is related to business, but it's just me. I'm not picking that up this time.
Well, I feel that, the garden is indeed maybe about, public events. It's fall time, so there may be various kinds of events or parties or celebrations. And maybe that's where the flirtatious angle comes out. You know what I said about the Queen of Wands, you might meet a flirtatious person or feel like you're empowered to be that kind of person. So to me, then, conversely, the tower, that sense of maybe being alone, maybe coincides with the Five of Swords in the sense that, if you're not going to really get any value from this confrontation, you might as well remove yourself from the picture and maybe, stay out of the picture, isolate yourself from whatever that is going on.
So that's what we have for
Jefferson.
you. Good luck with that. We're on Kelsey.
Hi, Kelsey, and thanks for writing your question there. I know that's important too. Sure hope that works out for you as well.
All right. So where's the
It's
question?
right down there. Oh, I guess you don't have the update, eh? I don't know
Okay.
why I have her question. I'll read it. It's right there at the bottom. It's the third from the bottom. Will I make better pay soon with my new job? Although I got the new job, the pay is quite low. So I don't know if you need to do a refresh of some sort.
Yeah, let me do that.
That's so funny that you don't get that.
I know. And there it
They're there.
is. Wow. Will I make
All right.
better pay soon with my new job? Although I got the job, the pay is quite low. Wonder if that came out before. That's kind of interesting. All right. Always
Alrighty.
something, isn't there, Kelsey? Oh, well, but congratulations. It's a start for you. And
Mhm.
that's great.
Yeah, hopefully it's just something like probationary period, 30 to 90 days, That's going to suck if you have to wait a couple months, but it may be worth it. We sure hope so. And there's I'm so glad I'm not younger and starting off myself because it really is a very different system these days. But I remember too, I worked at pretty low pay, my initial good jobs when I was in my later 20s. It took me a while really to get where I was at. And I'm not saying that because that's what I think is going to happen. I didn't have, much in the way of resources really. It took
Well, and
me a
every
while.
place is different.
Every place is different. That's right.
All right. So, okay, we have the Four of Swords reversed, which is definitely not a bad card. We have the Moon upright. Wow. And guess what's back in that same position? It's the Queen of Wands in this deck, upright. Funny how that happens sometimes.
Writer, writer,
Okay. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, that goes right along with that in a way.
cross.
Oh. I don't know how I feel here.
Yeah, I
Um,
have a couple feelings.
I mean, I think overall the cards are positive in some ways, but it may mean that you're going to have to really put in a lot of effort here and show your best. I'm going to just literally combine this card with the Queen of Wands. And, just do your best. Show your best stuff at this job. And, you're just going to have to see where it gets you. You're going to have to put in a lot of energy and effort, and you're going to feel that way. Of course, you're motivated, you're excited, you're starting a new job, and there's a lot of energy to burn here. And just make sure you're showing them what you've got. It may pay to your, it may play to your advantage, but I don't know. The moon is showing a lot of uncertainty here. That's the card in the middle. And, at some point here, as you've been working and giving it your all, and you don't feel like they're budging or giving you an idea they're going to give you more money, etc., it may be a bit unsettling for you. I guess you're maybe going to have to wait and see and how you feel about things as you're going along there, and if they're feeling more receptive and responsive to the good work you're doing for them.
Alrighty.
I'm done with the three cards.
I guess you are. Sometimes I also see that reverse four swords as sort of like the return to activity. And of course, if you
Yes.
hadn't been working for a while, then that could be what it represents. And that could be saying, too, you are hitting the floor running. And so the pace of that may be harder for you than you realize, or you'll realize that there's just a lot there, and so you'll be busy learning the job and learning all of that. It may have to keep you busy for a while. I feel like your advantage really is in that Queen of Wands. That is like sort of like a super head. That's a super brain. That's somebody who's nearly cunning. So you could be that person. Maybe, eventually you'll find ways to make the job easier for yourself or easier for everybody. I am not specifically seeing something that addresses the idea of when or how wages will increase.
Can I address the moon a
Go
little
ahead.
bit? I wanted to say with the moon, it is a, you say you've been seeing it a lot lately. So it does say there's uncertain conditions around you, but the moon is also a card of psychic and intuitive energy. So I think here, you'll be able to read people. You're going to be able to read between the lines to ascertain what you need eventually, but it's a process here. You got to get to know the environment, you got to get to know people, you got to get accustomed to the workflow, and then you've got to figure out how you can really what's the best way to impress them, to maximize your chances of getting the raise you want. And that's the trick.
There's nothing that says specifically, no, you won't ever get a raise or
Well, let's talk
horrendously low.
about the Lenormand.
Okay, we will in a minute. I'm not quite done.
Okay.
Sometimes I like to think about the moon as its own sense of passage of time. We say many moons, Maybe this is a sign saying that it won't be many moons before it happens, that it will be a measurable, amount of time for you. Let's talk about the Lenormand,
Yeah, because we have.
the cross, and the rider.
So I think long term, you might feel like you're spinning your wheels here. I fear that when I see the cross and the rider, because to me, what it sounds like is there's a lot of worry or irritation or grief over movement. Are they not moving fast enough to give you more money? Or do you feel like you're not getting what you deserve here and it's time to move on?
That's what I think. When I saw that, that's what I thought. I thought you may be there for a while to get knowledgeable, to have something good for your resume,
To have a paycheck.
but you may not stay there forever. You may move on from there. I can't say when, but it may be when you realize that your mobility there in terms of pay is limited or very, very incidental.
I hope we're wrong,
We hope
and
we're wrong.
maybe I
Yes.
think time will tell the tale.
Yeah.
You are going to have to give it time, but I don't think, there's a raise imminent right now. And remember, Kelsey, too, the tarot's a snapshot in time.
That's right.
So things may change as you start, putting in the energy and doing the work. Maybe that will make a difference. But right
Good luck.
now, the outcome is not, the cards are not showing, that outcome yet that you're going to be making more there. So I wish you luck
Okay.
going forward. And congratulations again. That's really good to hear.
Take care. You're welcome.
Hey,
All
you're
right.
Mary.
Hi, Namira.
Yep.
Hi, Namira.
Hey, Namira.
And I know you wrote some things here, but I have to scroll so far because everybody's chatting away.
Which is fine. It's all good.
It's all good. That's right.
Except I can only go so far.
What do you see coming for me?
Okay.
Alrighty.
Good questions.
So let's grab another deck. I think I would like to use my Midnight Boulevard, which we are currently using for the cards of the day,
Yeah.
which are posted on all of our media.
Oh my goodness, what a topsy-turvy week of cards, though. And tomorrow's no exception. We are up today, going down tomorrow. As a matter of fact, the card might be out there now. I think I've scheduled it for Twitter to
When we
go
go low, then we go lower.
for Twitter to come out now, and the Oracle will come out after. I have to post it on the other social media separately, but it's going to be on Twitter right now. And as soon as we're done with the show, I'll post it elsewhere. Um,
So Namira, that's sort of open-ended, like what do we see coming for you, like, I'm hoping, we're not telling your whole life in three cards, the rest of your life. But we'll
well,
see just what's
just
coming up
coming towards
next.
you now. Yeah. Let's see. Hmm.
It's the way it was phrased.
You are obtuse, Mr. O.
I am. Therefore, I respect the obtuse in others.
Uh,
For Mr. O is obtuse.
Mr. O has had a long day. He worked out. Wow, that's the card we had for the collective today.
That's our collective, yeah. And so that's the Ten of Pentacles upright.
Yeah.
And it's followed by the Nine of Swords
Upright.
upright.
Hmm.
And then finally,
Yeah.
the Six of Wands upright.
Is that a wand?
Yeah, it's a wand.
Okay.
Six of Wands
Upright.
upright.
Well, that's good
So
news.
these are actually kind of good, or with maybe minor
One
caveats.
exception. It's okay.
Well, I don't know. When I look at the Nine of Swords
Oh.
there, I'm just going to say it, is sometimes it's not realistic, the things that bother you or that scare you. And that, a lot of times we're carrying around things that are not as realistic as we might feel they are. And so that could be what that is. That maybe you realize that, that a lot of the things that are put on you as anxieties that wake you up in the night, they're not always as realistic as you think they are. So you can try to get a better night's sleep.
So did you start with that card?
I did because it
Okay.
was the one addressed in there. You can go there if
So
you
I
want.
just want to say that that's the woman card and the sun card in the Lenormand, now that I have a chance. And, you know, the Ten of Pentacles here indicates to me, well, I guess I'm going to do what he did because I want to go back to the Ten of Pentacles
That's fine.
right after.
Boy, I wasn't being adversarial. Why are you?
I'm not being.
I hit her.
Uh oh, where's
I
the
hit her.
bickering? He did not. He did not. Oh, God. He's got to move it. Oh, my God.
To get the
Anyway.
idea across.
Anyway, the nine of swords indicates some anxieties, some worries coming your way, maybe keeping you awake at night. You know, some of them are real, as Mr. O said, and some of them are not. You know, a lot of times we get anxious and worried. Maybe, like for example, you didn't do something right at work, and people haven't found out yet, and you're sweating about what's going to happen, and you might be sweating over nothing at all. So, I mean, sometimes we put a lot of fears out there that aren't necessarily real. So you're going to have to determine if what you're afraid of is really, you know, when this happens, is really is really a is for real, or is it something that you're just overblowing a situation? And I'm looking here at this card and saying to you that whatever you're worried about or afraid of, you have a support network around you, whether it's family, friends, or your coworkers, or whatever it may be. I feel there's support for you here, so there shouldn't be anything to worry about.
Are you worried about getting credit for something or being noticed for something? That's the Six of Wands, right?
And the Six of Wands says to me, because you are supported, you'll overcome these fears probably and have a great victory. You will come out on top because people will help you through whatever it is that's making you worried. That's why I think the Six of Swords is there.
Okay, that's very cool. I
Boy, we
did
are
put,
bickering a bit today. Good grief.
well, I don't think she thinks so. Uh, the Ten of Pentacles is good, though. It does represent a strength or foundation around you, whether it is actual family or whether it is the family of choice or just however the circumstances of your life are. You are in a good place. You are in a place that affords you support or stability, and that's good. So maybe that's what it means.
We'll talk about that in a
Maybe that's what
minute.
the anxiety is about.
We'll talk about that in a minute because I want to go to the sun and the person. You've got some success coming to you. You definitely have something positive happening that is going to bring you great joy.
Job offer.
I saw that. I said we'd talk about that when I was done. I thought you knew that, but that's what I was referring to. So, I just want to read those separately from what you just said there. But I do feel that you have some real support for you. And so did they actually give you a job offer? If they did, then it looks very, very positive. And if you're sweating over this for whatever reasons, I think you could put your mind at ease because they really are genuine and they are definitely offering you something because they want to support you. They think you'll be good for the company or good for the job. And I think here that, you know, it's going to be a big victory for you, a big
It's
boost.
possible that the job offer is encapsulated in the idea of being recognized.
Could be.
That's the sense of recognition that this card means that they figure they have offered the job to the person they feel is the best candidate.
So, you know, the other thing is whenever we get a new job and whether, you know, I'm assuming you're going to accept it, um, you know, that we always are a little nervous starting a new job. Maybe that's why the Nine of Wands is here. Are you,
Swords.
I'm sorry, Swords. The Nine of Swords. Because,
All right, we're glad then.
Did we say that was a sword or a wand?
I did. I said it was swords. I knew it was Nine of Swords because that's
Okay.
the one about waking up in the middle of the night. You said it
Right.
too.
Yeah, I did too. I just wanted to double check
You're
myself.
welcome.
So I think it's all going to work out for you. I think it's going to calm you down
Let
and
us know.
allay your fears. So I wish you luck with that. And don't worry if you have a little jitters starting a new job. We all do.
We all do.
We all do.
It's
Good
like
luck with
public
that.
speaking. I used to be afraid of public speaking, and then I figured it out. It's like the first 10 seconds are the worst. You can get through that.
The cell is
Well,
up.
good luck, Namira. We really appreciate knowing that. All right.
You're very welcome.
A cell.
It's a very good reading.
I thought it was a good reading. Did a cell give us a question?
Think so.
What guidance do the angels offer me about starting a business? Oh, okay. That's a good question. It's going to be your deck.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you can't find it? It's right there.
You mean at the bottom? Because I'm at the bottom.
No.
Okay,
It's
thank you.
just above where Fire Spawn says the cards seem to say yes. And that was before Aries started talking about thanking us for the read.
Got it. There it is. Thank you. Perfect.
You are something else.
Do the angels offer about starting a business?
I
Okay.
guess I shouldn't bother reading because you have
Read.
to read it for
Yeah,
yourself.
because you have your face turned and I can't hear you. We talked about this. All right.
But when I talk about it, it's not an issue.
Try this deck. All right. I haven't used this today. All right. I'm going to throw 3 cards on that one, not do my reading.
Did you want to put those back?
When I'm done,
Okay.
I don't want to break the flow. I know they're there. Okay, wow. Oof. Well, we've got the Eight of Wands reversed. That's a start. Oh. And we got the Two of Wands reversed.
Thank you, Namira.
And then we have the Nine of Wands. These are all wands, which is really interesting to me. The Nine of Wands upright.
Well, they asked about a business.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is dead on about a business question, Estelle. I will say that. Okay, move
Rider
those cards.
and the garden.
Offending. Well, you got to be really focused in order to do this. Starting a business, the angels want you to know that you can't scatter yourself all over the place. You've got to focus that energy on what it is you're hoping to get started here and do it. And it may not be easy. I mean, it may not be easy. You're going to have to put a lot of yourself into this. And at times, it may be a little bit overwhelming for you. I will just say that.
Can I?
Let's, yeah.
You'll have to know your target. You'll have to really know your target and really move towards that. And you can't really wait for things to happen. You have to be focused, like Banshee says, and really ready to move towards the targets that you have established for creating the business.
You want to go to the second one?
Sure. So it's the Two of Swords.
No, it's the Two of Wands.
It's the two, that's right, the Two of Wands reversed.
Yeah.
Well, this could be indicating that there's still some work you need to do, or there will be work you need to do in the actual foundational issues. You're not going to really be exploratory with anything else. You're going to really have to immerse yourself in doing this. It's really going to be important that you figure out exactly what you need to do there.
Yeah, planning is essential here
Yep.
and could be the thing that makes or breaks this opportunity
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
You need to focus and you need to come up with a good plan. This card is reversed, saying, you have to be sure you've got it all together here. And the last card, I'm going to go right into that if you don't mind.
No.
And just say to you that, Asel, that you need to prepare. You need to really have lay a good foundation for this. I think it's possible, but I will say that there's, it's not going to be easy. You really have to put yourself into it and be totally focused.
The man in the figure is a weight trainer. They don't start lifting 500 pounds immediately. They have to work up to that. Being prepared means you have to set steps for yourself. And so maybe you open as a smaller business and then that business gets bigger and bigger. It won't be exactly what you want from the beginning. You have to be willing to grow it. Patience.
Yes.
What?
Oh, it's funny though. Sometimes we're talking to the camera, but we're not on camera. I mean, we
I've
should do
noticed that
that.
with you a lot. And
Yeah,
of
I
course, that's
know.
my bad
I
because I
know.
had the camera off you.
That's okay, but it just cracked me up because you were just going into it so well and
I
nobody could
seen you
see
do
you.
that already.
Well, I really like this in that it just shows that, hey,
Hard work.
hard work is involved here and you're going to have to really, really prepare yourself. And you could do this, but just realize it's not going to be a cakewalk per se. So you've got the writer here and
And
the,
the garden.
the garden. Um, I think here, if there's a particular business or thing that you're interested in a sell that other people are engaged in, and you can join a network or you can talk to other people about their experiences in establishing their business, that might be helpful to you. I would move towards trying to engage with people already doing some of the things that you want to do and find out all the things that are involved. Maybe even you could just like clandestinely, maybe you don't even have to talk to them, but just watch what they're doing, see how their business is set up, and determine from there some of the things that you could do to ensure success for what you're trying to do.
The angel's guidance for you was more about logistical, functional
Yeah.
kind of aspects of running a business. You may have been looking for the inspiration or the idea about the type or kind of business. And so I think the garden and the writer could be given a clue that maybe this is about things that grow organically in their own way and have movement in their own way. It might be something that would really have an internet presence as well as something else, but it could be about finding and working with what a public need may end up being in regards to how you could, formulate that. What moves your idea from yourself to public acceptance.
Hmm.
So that's, I think, what we got for you, so.
Yeah, that's what we have for you. I
You're
didn't think
welcome.
you were asking about the type of business,
Well, I
but
thought you might have been.
well, good luck with that. Whatever
I
it
did both.
is, I wish you luck. I think it's
You're welcome.
possible, but be prepared to put in some effort. Good luck with that.
And you're welcome.
And we are on SP now. All right, my boss is coming over next week. How will the meeting go? Okay, that's a good question. Mr. Ozdeck.
I'm grabbing the deviant moon.
And we're going into a little overtime, but we're on our last two readings, so we should be done in short order.
And then I have to work on the emotional exchanges.
Well, and I can work on getting the cards in social media.
And of course, our new segment
WTF TFT
with TFT.
with
WTF
TFT
with TFT.
with a very catchy short song by our friend the Card Bard.
I can't wait to finish it. I have some new ideas.
Oh my gosh, I have some interesting ideas too, but I have to say, there are definitely a lot of things to tackle right now in politics, world issues, and other strange things.
How will the meeting with your boss go? Ace of Wands. Upright.
I like that,
That's pretty
but
good.
let's throw them all out there.
You betcha. The reversed Knight of Cups.
Okay.
The reversed Queen of Swords. Wow, it started off so nice, but it is the beginning of business meeting or a business possibility, the anchor or situation. Fish, fish in an anchor. Where have I seen that before?
I don't know.
So it's a good beginning in a way. It's something will happen there. Um, it may be about really doing the best networking or working on a specific goal or a project. But with the Knight of Cups reversed, I'm wondering if somebody isn't displaying a certain amount of sympathy towards the project. Maybe if it's nothing you know about at all, maybe you'll find you don't really like it or you won't feel like it's something you want.
Patton,
Hi, Patton.
good to see you. Long time no see. Go on.
Okay, well, I was going to let you catch up.
So that's the Knight of Wands.
Cups.
Oh, this one's the Knight of Cups?
No, that's the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Cups.
That's it. The Ace of the
It's
Ace of
good to see you too, Patton.
the Ace of Wands could indicate to me that something new might some new project or some new goal might be discussed with you, something new, and you know, hopefully you'll be up for this challenge. I think it's definitely coming from this person. I think that I think that maybe you might. I was almost thinking that maybe this was your boss, but I'm almost wondering if this is you. If you're kind of stressing this meeting too much, that maybe you're worried about what could come of this. I won't rule out the fact though that this could be this boss coming over, that maybe he's he's not in a good mood that day. He's having some issues that day that may come out in interacting with you. But I think he's there to offer you some kind of new project, goal, or challenge. And with
Queen of Swords
the Queen of
reversed.
Swords reversed, just be careful how you communicate with him uh, at this meeting. Just take care in your words and make sure you highlight, if this is about your progress, etc., you highlight the good things that you've done, and, you put on the best you have to show. Because I think he's going to be a little bit critical in his judgments. He may point out some things he'd like to see some improvement on, but I think overall it may not be completely a bad meeting. Because I do think he's got something else, his boss has something else in mind for you.
Well, I could kind of see that. I mean, I'm looking at the Knight of Cups, which I talked about as maybe there is some sort of sense of despondency. Maybe he is worried that you're not going to be interested in the job. And so it is important that you communicate well, that Queen of Swords there. You want to be careful that maybe you don't render a judgment about what he's there for without really listening to it and maybe understanding it. On the other hand, it might represent the idea that maybe there's something back there. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I have the anchor and the fish here, and that talks about financial stability,
Oh,
and
excellent.
security. So I think whatever happens at this meeting, I feel like you'll feel like you're still in a pretty stable, secure place. So I'm not sure you have a lot to worry about here. Um, I would just try to keep things, cordial. And even if they're in a bad mood, just try to accommodate them, and just see what this offer might be here. I'd be curious to see what happens, SP. You should keep us posted.
I mean, maybe it's an offer you can't refuse, but it's an offer that is challenging in a certain way. the anchor and the fish make it seem like there's bound to be a good thing happening, but you might have to really stick with it. So maybe it's something that creates a short term or some length of time hardship, like putting you in a situation that you're anchored to, but ultimately it'll resolve and you'll be better for it. Like maybe it's an assignment position of some sort.
So I have nothing more to add. Did you do the Lenormand? You
I
did.
did. Mhm.
So that's it. You should keep us posted, though. I'd be curious to see how this turns out.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's going to be more money coming your way. I mean, the fish is here, which is a positive financial sign, but I do think that things are going to be fairly stable once all is said and done. So, yeah, it sounds like there could be some little tensions here, but I don't see anything really serious. I think something new is coming your way. I wish you luck with that.
There's just some caveats involved, so
Yeah.
hopefully you'll work through them.
So good luck with that.
Good luck.
Well, we closed our list, but gee, do you need a reading on this patent? I know that you're at a different time zone and it's kind of hard to get here sometimes. So I mean, we're into overtime, but we'll fit you in if you need it. Um, but other than that, we're going to go on to the next reading. Our last reading before you would come in, and
Yeah,
that would
I
be
know what it
Crystal.
is like to have dizzy spells. My health has sort of been different too. I haven't talked to you in a while.
He's recovered from a slight stroke.
Right, and I still have some dizzy spells.
And he still has some dizzy spells related to that and some balance issues. But I mean, it was a very slight stroke. And the doctors gave him a really good prognosis. But they do say that he may have to deal with these dizzy spells for, his life now. So I'm glad your mother's tests seem to be coming out all right so far. Maybe there's something going on hormonally or with blood pressure, that maybe they will finally get to the bottom of.
I was really lucky. I think I'm fortunate. I mean, I'm functional. I have some, problems. What if we did it and sent it to you in an email with the pictures, or sent it to you in direct messenger after the show later? I mean,
Well, what would you want it on? Just to find out if what's going on with your mother's health? We could do that. I prefer to get it done now because we got so much going on. We could do
yeah,
it now. Let's do it. I know
sure.
you got
You'll
some
help me
stuff.
produce my show.
I will.
Okay, we're going to do it for you.
We're going to do it for you.
We have this last reading first, which is Crystal's.
So
Thank you,
Crystal
Crystal.
wants to know what's generally going on with her ex Nixon. Currently, is he involved romantically and intimately involved with multiple people?
Ah,
You are done. Okay, well, let's see what's going on with him. All right, we can do this. I'm going to use this deck.
that's
Is
your
my
deck,
deck,
right?
yeah. All right.
Well, thank you, Patton. We will absolutely do that for you right after this reading.
Penn has been a long time subscriber who can't get here often because we're on at bad times.
Yeah, especially our Thursday night shows.
You've had a lot on your plate too, so
We understand.
with your family and that, I get it.
Oh, thank you. We love you too.
Okay, Crystal. What's going on? What is Nixon up to? Well,
So you're asking, but you have a suspicion in a way.
go on.
I'm
I'm
ready
just
for you.
I'm just waiting for you. It's okay. Two of Pentacles is upright. Hmm. The Nine of Wands is reversed. Hmm. Temperance is reversed. I can't wait to see the Lenormand. I want to see him. Yeah. Wow.
I don't know if he's involved with a
Uh,
woman, but it kind of it may be
I
possible.
think it's possible. I think it's possible with the woman in the heart. I think it's possible maybe there could be more than one, or whatever whoever he's involved with now is really kind of on shaky grounds a little bit here. He's trying to get things. He's trying to keep things civil or together with this person, but it's hard. It's as if he's losing the battle. Like they may not be getting along. I'm getting the feeling here.
Well, I'm just drawn to temperance reverse because that's where I think the idea that he's dating.
That there could be the fact that maybe he's got somebody else going too. I wouldn't rule that out here. Or I wouldn't rule out the fact that maybe he's indulging too much in something like food, drink,
Yeah.
maybe to deal with the situation. It could be a dependency of some sort. It could also indicate a codependency with this woman because I do feel there's some sort of attachment here.
Well, with the Nine of Wands, I almost feel like he's trying to avoid something. And so is it through affairs, this one or a bunch of them, and or, substance or something? It just sort of does feel like something's bothering him and he's not coping well or he's using bad things to cope.
Yeah, and that Nine of Wands is really like a defeat in a way when it's reversed, giving up on something. It's almost like he's ready to give up. He's been trying to keep something together, but is he ready to give up on it because it just doesn't seem to be working?
He,
I,
for any of these possible women or situations, he may have created a facade that he is in control, but he isn't really. The underneath of that says he's not holding it together as well as he's trying to make it look.
yeah. So, the interesting news, I'm glad you're done with him because he does seem to have issues with relationships. That's what it looks like to me here. So, I wish you luck with
Yeah,
that. I
I'm
hope
pretty
that
sure
gives
there's at
you.
least one.
Yeah, there's at least one, maybe more, or maybe, like I said, maybe the reason he can't hold it together is he's infatuated with someone else. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I would
Good
say
point.
I really do feel there is somebody involved and it's not working out very well right now. And considering, you've had issues with this person too, maybe that's just the way they are and you're probably better off saying
You're
you're done
welcome.
with them. Good luck with that.
Thanks for waiting.
All right. Yeah, thanks for waiting, Crystal. Appreciate it. See you soon. Thank you.
All right, Patton, you have our undivided attention.
And it's going to be your deck.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see, what should I use?
Something good, I hope.
I'm going to use the Tarot of the Ancestral Path.
Ah, that's kind of nice.
I think that's what's in here. If it's not, I'll have to punt. It
Very
is.
welcome.
You are welcome. All right, so
Well, that's good to hear. 2025. I mean, to me, it was a good year. My health has remained stable. So, my cancer stuff so far. My tests were a little off this month, but I'm going to talk to my doctor about it. I think I took my blood test at a bad time. Sometimes when you exercise and then you go and get your blood work done, it can change your numbers. And I think I want to get another test to confirm it and do it differently. I didn't give myself enough time to rest and decompress, and maybe I should have went to the blood test before I worked out that day. So that's what's been going on with me, but I've been feeling pretty good.
so these thoughts are about your mother's health specifically.
Yep.
And the first card,
Shadow's here.
ah,
Hi, Shadow. Hey, girlfriend. Hey.
tail by the camera. That's so wild.
What you got?
Justice.
Oh, put the camera on
Of
for me to look
course,
at.
I switched it so we could see
Well,
shadow.
I wanted that both on. Put them both on. Because they were licking each other. It was so adorable.
It would not be seen.
It was so adorable. I see. Oh, they're out of camera view, but they're being adorable here. Except when Shadow tries to drool on my computer.
The second card is the King of Wands reversed. And the third card is the Knight of Wands upright.
The Knight of Wands upright and the King of Wands reversed and Justice.
Mhm.
Okay, let me do the Lenormand. And I'll start with Justice, though. Justice is upright. It almost does seem like things are, there is a balance here. Um, it's an interesting card to get justice here because when I think of justice in a health question, I do think of balance being achieved. So maybe this is just saying it still needs to be worked on. The Knight of Wands reversed could indicate to me that she may have to slow down her life a little bit. She may not be able to, like for example, Mr. O, he gets dizzy spells if he moves too quickly and stuff. So maybe if there's something going on, maybe it's possible she has an inner ear imbalance or something like that. And so she really needs to kind of take things a little bit more deliberately and a little bit more slowly. No quick getting up from chairs and stuff like that. I'm not sure if her issues are postural or how they're affecting her, if they just happen or if it happens like when she's getting up suddenly and things like that. I'll stop there for a minute.
You're right, Patton, about the Justice card. That probably is about the divorce. And I remember
Oh.
you telling us about, the problems with your father and your mom. We're sorry about that. But that probably is a possibility that that situation is important to her, and maybe she's internalized it to the point where she's not dealing with her health concerns. It's so depressing to her. The King of Wands reversed is about that, is indicating that she doesn't feel very brave at this moment. She doesn't feel confident at this moment. And she needs you or others, to try to help her see moving through that, moving beyond that there is life after, a painful separation and divorce. There can be.
Well, I think the divorce could be affecting her health. I'll leave it at that. But I do feel, she is dizzy, and that is kind of a balance issue,
Okay.
which is what justice is about. So I'm going to say yes to what Mr. O said, and yes to this idea, too, that, it's balanced. And it is incredibly interesting to me that you mentioned lumps on the neck. They come and go, huh? I have the same problem. And nobody's been able to tell me what's going on there. I feel it's probably hives. Like it could be an allergic reaction. If they do they itch? Is there anything like burning or itching about the lumps when they appear? Or is it just a lump and then it's gone? Because I get them and they usually itch. And they usually come around the times I have something else going on too.
Well, so they're associated with, her feeling dizzy too, but not necessarily anything else.
Yeah. Huh.
Could be blood.
It could be blood. It could be, also thyroid, depending on where the lump is at. A lot of times, neck things can be about the thyroid. So she probably needs more workup, and maybe they'll get to the bottom of this. I think there may be something going on because there's an indication here she really does need to slow down and be more mindful about her activities. And I also think with the what is that one again?
It's the Knight of Wands.
The Knight of, oh, that's the Knight of Wands.
Knight of Wands. The first one was the King of Wands. I
Yeah.
told you this. King of Wands reversed.
And the Knight of Wands is upright. The Knight of Wands indicates to me that, and it's in the end position here, that it's possible here she will get through this, that she will move through this. That's what I'm thinking because it's a card of motion and movement. And I feel here that she could get through this.
It's movement, and it's also about really feeling like you want to take on this challenge. You're ready to fight this thing, and you're ready to achieve this goal.
Your mom.
So
Yeah.
once I'm talking about her. So once she decides she wants to do this, or if she can bring herself to that sense of positivity, she can really work on that. She has to try to work on that. She has to try to, see the positivity of going forward. And it's the man, as expressed in the Lenormand. So that could be her, that could be him. It's the birds.
Mm-hmm.
And,
So I know Mr. O brought up the divorce, and I'm not going to go there with this,
well,
but
he brought it up first.
right. But you brought it up with the cards. So I'm just saying I'm not going to go there with this. I could, and I could see why you could even do it. So I'm just saying
Maybe
that.
I could too. See why.
I know.
Never mind. You're irritating to me.
We've been getting on each other tonight. It's crazy. He's going to blame me mostly, but I'm going to blame him. So look at.
Oh no, I'll do more than blame.
So look at. This is what I think. I think more communication with doctors has to happen. I think the man is just, or this person is doctors. She's going to have to do more discussion with healthcare providers to get to the bottom of what's going on. I think that maybe in time this will resolve itself. I think things can move in a positive direction, but more dialogue is definitely needed here to try to get to the bottom of it. Oh, I'm sorry, Rabia. We can't. I'm happy that you subscribed, but we can't do a reading. We're into overtime right now, and we're
Yeah,
well
we're,
into
we're
overtime.
nearly a half an hour into overtime.
So we can't take you today, but we will be back on Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'd be happy to take a question for you then. Thank you for subscribing.
I
Please stick
appreciate
with
it.
us. We'd be welcome you on Sunday.
Yeah, we're just really busy. I have to work on the recording session that I'm producing for tomorrow's show.
It's this list. We are closed for tonight. We just did our last reading. So we're sorry. Usually we're done by now. You might have missed us because it's a half hour into overtime.
Thanks, Patton.
Thank you, Patton. So I want to thank everybody for their questions today and coming in and joining us and putting up with our attitudes today. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening or day. And we hope to see you all again really, really soon.
We will be back for happy hour on Saturday.
That's
It's at
right.
10 a.m. And that is a free reading with just one card, positivity. So you're welcome to come to that, anybody.
We don't answer questions on that show, but we give you a positive message for your week ahead. So that's another thing we're doing at when? 10 a.m.
Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's it.
All right. Well, thank you for subscribing, and thank you, everybody who watched tonight.
Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.
I will. I love your name. Bye bye.